Hey guys, welcome back to the show. Welcome back to Mark's Outdoor Adventures. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to watch my video. Hopefully, some of it will help. Today, I'm going to show you the entire process of rigging a Texas rig. I know a lot of people show Texas rigs in their videos, but not many show you exactly how they are rigged. I know a lot of you already know how to rig them, but if you're new to fishing, new to bass fishing, a young person, you may not know exactly how to rig these uh, Texas rigs. My first one, I'm going to rig on with a 3/16 uh, Wicked Weights tungsten worm slide sinker. So you need to check out Wicked Weights. They got some of the best quality tungsten on the market. That's all I use. But this is a 3/16. A lot of people use too heavy of a worm weight. I use as light as I can. If I'm fishing really deep, or if it's really windy, I'll go up to 3/8 and half ounce. But most time I try to stay with the 3/16 or the 1/4 ounce. The first thing you want to do, here's your line coming from your pole. You do the small end first. Run it through there like that so you have a slip sinker. The next thing, not very many people do this, but I like to do it, is I use a bobber stop. And all you gotta do is run your line through the little bobber stop deal. Okay, I got it on there like that. You grab a hold of the bobber stop and you just pull it off of its little tab deal there, and then you just pull your line out of it, pull your tag in, or the end that's this end that's cut your tag in, pull it out. So there's your bobber stopper on your line, and now you can take the rest of the bobber stops off your line because it was hung on that one right there. And now you got a bobber stop on your line. There's a couple of reasons I like bobber stops, and a couple of reasons that I put it between the sinker and the hook. When you put a bobber stop on, it's going to make a little fray in your line, so you always want to cut that off. Never throw your line out over the edge of the boat. Put it in the trash. Put it where it belongs at the end of the night. Quit trashing up our lakes and rivers and streams and stuff. Be a little responsible. Anyway, if your hook breaks off, if your knot fails, your hook breaks off, you know how it is the middle of the night. It's dark, can't see. You're trying to get your headlamp to where you can see, or your light here on the side of the boat where you can see good, and you're fighting the mosquitoes, and your slip sinker's going everywhere, and your slip sinker tries to come off. Well, you got a bobber stop right there. It's not going to come off the end of your line, and you got a little bit more freedom to do your deed. Get your hook tied on. Today I'm going to be using a Trokar screw lock. Sometimes I use screw lock, sometimes I don't. I think the fish is used to seeing those other hooks, and they're not used to seeing the worm, because it'll hold it straight, and it kind of gives a different presentation. I can't really explain. It just gives the worm a good straight look, but it's not on a standard worm hook. And I think those fish get conditioned to seeing those standard worm hooks sometimes. Doing something just a little different can get you more bites. Anyway, you double your line for the knot that I tie anyway. Double your line, run it through there, or if the line tie is too small, you may have to run your line through and then pull some out and then run it back through again to get this loop right here. And if I didn't have that bobber stop on there, I'd be having to fight that stupid weight right now. Anyway, you got your, comes like this. You're going to, it's hard to tie on these worm hooks with this knot. Sometimes you usually need some weight, but you come up and you'll pinch it, make it a circle, you'll pull it, and you'll wrap 3 times. You may have to stick your finger down in the hook like this to give it some weight. But you're going to wrap 3 times. This is the knot that I use with my fluorocarbon. If I'm using mono, I just use a regular Palomar knot. Okay, you got it wrapped 3 times. You're going to get this loop in that you just wrapped. You're going to bring it back through that right there. Going to bring it back through there. Get a hold of it. Let your line. And you're going to pull it tight. There you go. Now you got 3 tag ends that you got to cut off. Cut them off. Good strong knot. Pull your bobber stop down here. And then there is your Texas rig ready to go. Now the reason I put that bobber stop on there is to help protect that knot. That sinker is not going to be able to hit that knot and harm it. And between the sinker and that bobber stop, the rocks is not going to get to your knot near as much. And so while you're working that worm, pulling that worm, this is going to protect your knot, and your knots won't fail near as often. Now you got to continually check up your line for frays, but your knot will be protected longer and will last longer. Now, the screw lock, this is the short one. I've got a big hook on there, so I'm going to be using Zoom Old Monster 10-inch worm. But all you got to do is twist that worm. This worm was made by Obsession Tackle. He's got a great selection of worms and other plastics. But anyway, there it is, up on the screw lock. Now you got to do, pinch it down, bring the hook out. There we go. Pinch it down, bring the hook out. As you can see, the hook is out right there. It's good and straight. It's good and straight. If you're not fishing in real heavy stuff, if you're just in like sand or pea gravel or something like that, you can get away with leaving the hook tip point out like that. But most of the time, You just want to pull your worm up just a little bit and then skin hook it. And see that the tip of that worm is just, the very tip of that worm is just right there under the plastic. So you've got a perfectly straight worm. And when the fish bites it, you don't have much pressure at all. That hook is out and ready to go in the fish's mouth. And with that screw lock, they can't pull your worm down. With that screw lock on there, they won't pull your worm down off your hook all the time and booger up the top of your worm, and you have to bite it off and change worms a lot. That screw lock will help you save worms. I've got this rigged on a 7'3" Falcon lowrider, 16-pound Sunline Sniper fluorocarbon. Always use your rod sock. I'm going to rig you up another Texas rig just to let you see again how I rigged it. Gotta take my glide bait off. Actually gonna put it on another rod to throw around boat docks. Okay. That last one we did the 3/16 ounce Wicked Weights slip sinker. This time we are going to be using a 1/4 ounce Wicked Weights slip sinker. That way I can throw this 1/4 ounce a little deeper water, and it should be good to go. If I start fishing, like I said earlier, if I start fishing real deep, then I'll go to 3/8 or 1/2 ounce, or if it's really windy. Okay, there's your line. There's your slip sinker. The little pointed end. The line goes through the pointed end first. Bring it out. There's your slip sinker on your line. A lot of people will put a bobber stop up here in the front of their sinker to peg it. I don't like pegging it unless I'm fishing extreme heavy cover. And a lot of times then I still don't peg it. I just like it, that slip sinker, being able to slip up and out of the way. need any bobber stops, I've got some. I got a bunch of them. Anyway, here's your slip sinkers, or your bobber stops, I mean. Run your line. If you're not old and blind, you can run your line through there. Pull on that, bring that slip sinker off, or the slip sinker, bobber stop off, pull it up, pull your line through. Find your scissors, snip off that bad end, that bad spot from where you put your bobber stop on. Get your hook. I'll show you, if you got a small diameter hole to put your line through, you can run your line through like that, pull it through, then run it back through where you just came in. See, here's my tag end. This is my rod end over here. This is my tag end. You take your tag end. There's where the line came through to your tag end. You run it right back through, and that makes your loop. Now you can pull it, the loop, the size that you want it. Get you a little circle there. Wrap it 3 times. 1. Put your finger in your hook. Give it some tension. 2, 3. Run this end up here through the top loop. Bring it out. Wet it down. Stop losing your scissors. Cut these 3 tag ends off. And slide your bobber stop down to your worm hook. And there you have it. Get your worm, get the end of your worm. Here's a piece of an old monster. Put it up there and just start twisting it on there. It'll twist on. Twist it up there to the top. As in another video I showed you, there's a flat side to these, but what you want to do, you want to see which way the tail makes a U, and you want your hook, the bottom of your hook, to be in the side that makes the U, and it really makes a big difference on how your worm swims in the water. Got it on there. Bring it through and just skin pinch it. There you are, straight worm. When you can swim the thing, you can reel it real slow along the bottom, and this tail really flaps and gives a lot of action. Drives them crazy. You can do a normal hopping, pop it up off the bottom motion. You can drag it real slow with the end of your rod, reel it up, drag it real slow, or you can do a slow, steady retrieve and get a lot of action out of that tail, and they'll come up and annihilate it. Anyway, that's how you set up a Texas rig from start to finish. I hope this helps. Again, I'm on a 7.3 Falcon lowrider, 16-pound Sunline Sniper fluorocarbon. A Lew's, Team Lew's Custom Pro reel. Can't remember what the gear ratio is. I'm pretty sure it's a 7-to-1 or 8-to-1, I believe is what it is, if I'm not mistaken. But you can, when you set the hook, you can use your reel, take up slack and all that in a hurry, get your hook set, get the fish in the boat, and start catching more fish. Anyway, I hope this has helped. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and have a blessed week.